Hello everyone, welcome to the Dragon Shrine. I'm Ruki Haru. Now in today's video, I'm going to show you guys a deck profile of Blue Eyes White Dragon post October Banlist. But before I go there, let me just recap some of the cards in the newest Banlist, especially in relations to Dragon decks. So if I'm seeing right here, there's around 4 cards that we can talk about. First card is in the Forbidden List, which is God Dragon Agapin. Now, this card have seen it coming. Yeah, LP, people were talking about banning LP, people were talking about banning Pisty, but to be honest, it's Agapin that we need to deal with, because sure, you can recur your dragon back to the field with Pisty and LP, but it is Agapin that provides the end boss monster from the extra deck without additional cost. So yeah, God Dragon Agapin, sad that it's gone, but it's a good call. Next, same limited, Dark Arm Dragon. Will this card do anything? I doubt it. I mean, the OCG have this card in 3. It's not really that. It's not being played that much. The fact of the matter is, this card was used to be good boss monster, but now it's being power cracked by a lot of other monster in the deck. Nonetheless, Atsu, maybe you can do some experimentation. Me personally, I probably would like to try to build a dragon deck for chess, which is supposed to be one of the main rival for the GX era. So I'm not going to be all Jama, so now that it's at 2 Dark Arm Dragon, I might be able to make something for the deck. Okay, next, no longer on the list, we have Chaos Emperor Dragon, Void of the End, and Super Rejuvenations. The errata version of Chaos Emperor Dragon is not as strong as it used to. Nonetheless, it still sees some place, especially in the Dragon Link deck. But people usually play it at 1, so I'm not so sure if putting it at 3 will make any difference to the meta. But it's a nice addition, I welcome it, and I also suspected there will be a reprint of it in the future, which I totally welcome it because I haven't got a copy of this card. Now, speaking of not having a copy of this card, another card is Super Rejuvenation, which was previously forbidden. Now it's back at 3. When this news been released, a lot of people are hyped over it. People say this card will help boost decks like Blue Eyes. But this card have been at 3 in OCG for a while, and I haven't seen people putting it in their deck. So at most, this card is just being released from the Forbidden List because it will be reprinted in the upcoming set, which have Dragon Maid, and they want to boost that sale most likely. But here's the spoiler: Dragon Maid is not that strong right now. Don't waste your money on it. Now, with that being said, let's go through the deck profile. We're just going to put Kisara on the corner here, yeah, or maybe at this corner because there's a reflection over there. Alright, first off, for the main deck, we play 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, 3 Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, and 2 Dragon Spirit of White. If you're familiar with Blue Eyes White Dragon, you probably know and memorize to your heart the card effects. Of course, Blue Eyes White Dragon does not have an effect. It's a normal monster. Yeah. So Dragon Spirit of White, I really like this card because it allows me to banish back rows. So sometimes I'm thinking of cutting it to 1, but at the end I'm sticking to 2. So that's for the big monster. Next, of course, I play 3 White Stone of Ancients, and 1 White Stone of Legend. Again, you probably know this card already, so this ratio I think is fine. It works, so if it works, don't break it. However, if you're playing like, say for example, fusion variant, you might need an extra White Stone of Legend because you really want that blue eyes in your hand to fusion summon. Next, I play Sage with Eyes of Blue. Now for the hand trap, I play 2 Nibiru the Primal Being. This card is very useful, especially in current format where there's a lot of combo deck. I played once with my friend and managed to summon it during that time, and it was fun. But the downside of it is that Blue Eyes is a very slow deck. You don't really have a lot of pluses in your hand, so if you want to summon Nibiru, you must make sure you have something to play around it afterwards, because that token might have a lot of damage, as I learned from my experience when summoning this guy and I have nothing to respond at my turn, and so the next turn my opponent just beat me with 7000 attack Nibiru token. Not a nice experience, but still, it's good to know. Next, 2 Ash Blossom of Joyous Springs. Maybe I bump it up to 3 once the dual Devastator box arrive, but I really hate that artwork, so, and I only have 2 ultra rares version of it, so I might stick to 2. After all, still works. And to complement with that, I have 2 Effect Valor. Previously I put it at 1, but now I'm seeing more and more use for this card, because you really want to negate your opponent monster on the field, especially the ones that searches, the ones that special summon. Yeah, you really want to prevent your opponent from making their bots. So you probably notice I throw out Glow Up Bulb. Glow Up Bulb is essentials, especially if you have Crystalline Synchro in the deck. You want to quickly spam out the tuner so that you can climb through the Synchro monster and make Crystalline Synchro. But add some new card in this game that replaces the need for Synchroing. I still have it in my deck, but let me show it later. So for our spells, I play 3 the Melody of Awakening Dragon, 3 Trade-ins, 1 Dragon Shrine, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 for 1. Out of all these cards, 1 for 1 is the only card that is in common rarity. I'm thinking of upgrading it to ultra rare now that they have a reprint of it as an ultra rare in the advert calendar. Still thinking of whether to get the calendar box or just singles. Yeah, so stay tuned to that. Next, of course, I play 3 Return of the Dragon Lord, 1 Silver Cry, Monster Reborn. Again, this ratio works, so I'm sticking to it. For the remaining spell cards, I play 2 Twin Twister and 3 Call by the Grave. So this is by default my spell cards. Sometimes I remove one of Call by the Grave and replace it with a trap card, which is Skill Drain. Yeah. As for the Blue Eyes trap card, it's good if you have a Blue Eyes on the field, but if you don't, then it only breaks. And most of the time you use your Blue Eyes White Dragon for something else. Link summon, Exist summon, Synchro summon. So I decided to remove that trap card. So that's for the main deck. Now we go to the extra deck. I still play 1 Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Its protection from battle and the fact that it banishes monster that it's not destroyed after battle. It's very useful to remove those big monster that you can't remove through normal battle. So yeah. Next I play 2 Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. Negate most opponent monster in the graveyard, prevent multiple summon at once, so very useful. As well as tributing itself to summon either one Azura Eye Silver Dragon or Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon will then, if you have a tuner in the hand and you can summon it, you can use it to climb into Crystal Wind Synchro Dragon. But as I said, I rarely summon Crystal Wind Synchro nowadays, but I do see myself using Black Rose Moonlight Dragon effect more often, because when your opponent summon a big monster, you just use the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon effect, tribute it itself, special summon, discard, and then just bounce that big monster back to your opponent hand. So yeah, it's very useful in the current state of game. Next, for the Exist monster, I play the usuals. Galaxy package, we have Cypher, Armor Photon, and Cypher Blade Dragon. I also play with number 38 and number 107. Now you might be asking, why do I play 107? It's not really needed, which is true. I play it because I'm playing number 97 Draglubion. So this card, for those who doesn't know, is that your opponent cannot target this card with card effect. You can detach one material from this card, take 2 dragon number monster with different names from your extra deck and or graveyard. Okay, so we're usually going to select these 2, special summon one of them and add the other as a material. So you can already see how the game goes. Summon Draglubion, select these 2, detach one material, select these 2, and then special summon number 38 using 107 as its material. Lastly, for the link, I play 1 Black Luster Soldier Link monster. Now I don't have the English version of it because currently it's very expensive on the secondary market. It sits around $80 US, which is very expensive, especially if I'm taking consideration with the currency in my country. So instead I opt for the OCG version of it as a proxy. Now this card only cost me 10 USD, so 10 to 80, yeah, it's a no-brainer. This card effect is very strong and very interesting. First of all, if you summon it using a level 7, it cannot be destroyed by card effect and you cannot target it, which is very useful. Next, if you destroy a monster by battle, you can have one of these 3 effects. First, increase its attack by 1500, also defense, and it's a permanent effect. Second, you can banish one card on the field, one opponent card if I'm not mistaken, so it's a non-targeting removal. Lastly, you can attack twice during the next turn, which are seldom seen use, but it's a nice addition to the effect. Also, the link arrow is very useful, so it's definitely the replacement for the Code Talker as a staple link tree monster. Next, I play Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spears. You all know what it does. Bounce monster back to your opponent hands. I think bounce face up cards from your opponent field to your hands, and by doing so, if you tribute itself, you can special summon one dragon from the deck. Lastly, 1 Link Kuriboh. So yeah guys, that's all for this deck profile. If you like this video, do leave a like, and if you have some ideas, some comments on how I can improve this deck even further as a pure variant, drop a comment down below, and subscribe for more content in the future. Well, That's me signing off. Thank you for watching.